Hmm.
Okay, with me right now on the red carpet, I have Michelle Drumgold. She is the director of the PA program. She actually helped birth this PA program here at Meharry Medical College. So, Michelle, you want to tell us a little bit about the program, what you do?
So I'm actually the chair of the department and the program director, and day to day I run the operations for the PA program. We started in January with our first cohort of 25 students, and we're getting ready to welcome our second cohort of 25 students in January, so we're excited.
So, Circle of Friends tonight. Are you excited? What are you most looking forward to?
I'm most looking forward to hearing all the student testimonials. It's my favorite part.
Everyone loves the student testimonies. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the red carpet, and we look forward to a wonderful night. Back to you guys. Joining me on the red carpet, I have Sandra Parham. So, Miss Sandra, this is our 26th celebration of Circle of Friends. What does it mean to you to be a part of our circle?
Well, being the library director, and of course, we have the archives and the history of the campus in the archives. I looked up the Circle of Friends and saw how long it had been in existence, and immediately, coming here 3 years ago, wanted to be a part of the inner circle. This Circle of Friends means donors and friends and community, church relations, all that Meharry has reached out to in the past. Since 1876, we've had a Circle of Friends. I always say it's a tie that binds with the community of Meharry that makes this circle.
It always feels good to talk to someone who knows the true history of Meharry. Thank you so much, Sandra, for joining us on the red carpet. Back to you guys. So joining me on the red carpet, I have Dr. Paul. She is our provost here at Meharry Medical College. So Dr. Paul, this is our 26th celebration of Circle of Friends. So are you excited? What are you looking forward to tonight?
I'm truly excited to be here, Courtney. This is an opportunity for us to spotlight the wonderful things Meharry is doing, and to spotlight it to people who've already demonstrated that they care about our institution. There are a number of changes happening worldwide when it comes to science and education and clinical care, and we want to show that as a college, a health sciences college with dentistry, medicine, PA sciences, biological sciences, and applied computational sciences, that we are ready to meet the challenges of the rest of the 21st century. So it is absolutely wonderful to, again, have our circle of friends here so that we can promote what we're doing and get them to be a part of the process and contribute to our ongoing growth.
I love it. I love it. Well, you heard it from our provost first. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the red carpet. Back to you guys. So joining me on the red carpet, I have Dr. Adams. He is the chair of our board here at Meharry Medical College. So tonight we are celebrating our 26th celebration of Circle of Friends. Dr. Adams, what are you most looking forward to, and what does this night mean to you?
You know, to whom much is given, much is expected. Much has been given to Meharry. In fact, the most significant gift that we have is that of opportunity. Opportunity to do better. You know, one of my favorite go-tos is to encourage folk to move from just being good to being better. And we are on a continuum of being better. Better than we were yesterday, better than we were at our founding, and we are aspirational that one day we will actually be the best version of ourselves that we can be.
You know, that's one of my favorite quotes you always talk about. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to having a wonderful celebration with you tonight, and I'm going to turn it back over to you guys. Thank you. So joining me on the red carpet, I have Dr. Magruder, our Senior Vice President of Institution Advancement. So tonight, Dr. Magruder, it's our 26th celebration of Circle of Friends. First, let me say you look amazing. Thank you. So what are you looking forward to tonight?
So I am basically looking forward to meeting so many of our wonderful supporters. And I'm mostly looking to see the students make their sort of declaration of why they came to Meharry and why they were attracted to Meharry. These are very, very sound and beautiful stories that are touching, and I'm very much looking forward to that.
Well, good. So I know we work in institution advancement, so this is a celebration of our donors, like some of our greatest supporters. So what message would you want to convey to them tonight?
Meharry appreciates you, Meharry needs you, and Meharry honors you. And tonight is one of those nights to honor all of them.
I love it. I love it. Well, thank you so much for joining me on the red carpet, Dr. Magruder. I'm turning it back over to you guys. Joining me on the red carpet, I have one of our favorite students here at Meharry Medical College, Shireen Reed. He is a fourth-year dental student. So Shireen, you've been a part of the Circle of Friends experience before, but tonight you are being spotlighted. So this is a different experience. How are you feeling right now?
I'm feeling great. It's just great to be here, to see everyone, donating to the school and supporting the school. And I'm just here to share my story and how it has helped me get to where I am today.
Perfect. So if you had one thing that you were really looking forward to seeing tonight, what would that one thing be?
Just seeing everybody come together to support students like myself who are trying to achieve great things. They may have come from all walks of life, but just seeing those, different corporations and companies and organizations that would help people like myself get to where we need to get to in the future.
Well, that's what it's all about. We want to celebrate our donors that continuously pour into our students because you guys are worth celebrating. So thank you so much for joining us tonight. We wish you the best. Good luck tonight. You're going to do really, really amazing. And I'm going to turn it back over to you guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to start our program in about 2 minutes. We ask that you recognize that the entrance door also serves as the exit doors. Behind the stage is another exit door, and to the far right of the room is an exit door. We hope you enjoy the program, and thank you for being here tonight. You do not have a raffle ticket, please raise your hand. Ooh. They say this mountain can be moved. They say these chains will never break. But they don't know you like we do. There is power in your name. We heard that there is no way through. We've heard the tide will never change. They haven't seen what you can do. There is power in your name. So much power in your name. break the unbreakable. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. From the impossible, we'll see a miracle. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. We believe for it. We know that hope is never lost, for there is still an empty grave. God, we believe no matter what, there is power in your name. So much power in your name. Move the immovable, break the unbreakable. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. Do the impossible. We'll see a miracle. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. Move the immovable, break the unbreakable. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. From the impossible, we'll see a miracle. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. We believe for it. You are the way when there seems to be no way. We trust in you, God, you have the final say. You are the way when there seems to be no way. We trust in you, God, you have the final say. You are the way when there seems to be no way. We trust in you, God, you have the final say. Move the immovable, break the unbreakable. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. Do the impossible. We'll see a miracle. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. Move the immovable, break the unbreakable. God, we believe. God, we believe for it. From the impossible, we'll see a miracle. God, we believe. God, we believe for it.
Good evening. I'm student Dr. Kayla Copeland, a fourth-year dental student, and Miss Meharry for the 2023-2024 school year.
Hello, my name is Namdi Nige. I'm a second-year dental student and this year's Mr. Meharry, who would like to welcome you all to this evening's 26th celebration of the Circle of Friends.
It is so nice to see you all here tonight. We are grateful that you made time for this special celebration, a celebration of you, and what your support does to uplift and advance our beloved institution. It is great to have you here and to have you back in the circle again. We are growing each day and moving the vision of Meharry forward rapidly with passion and purpose.
There's so much we've accomplished since the last time we celebrated with you. All that we've achieved would not be possible without each and every one of you. The support that you extend to the college grows exponentially as a collective, and as a community, bonded in their devotion of our time-honored mission, which remains alive in the daily work we do as Meharrians.
As a student in the School of Dentistry, we extended our annual Oral Health Day to a twice-a-year event. This past August, dental students and alumni saw to the needs of more than 300 cases on a Saturday, and will be doing it again in March. We also see to the health caring of those who need medical and dental care through community events and the Salt Wagon Clinic. And that's just a few things to consider. Once we were this quiet campus in North Nashville, carrying out our mission for nearly 150 years, practicing our motto of worship of God through service to mankind.
And now, the national profile of Meharry has risen immeasurably. You are partakers in our success, and you share in the honors we have received. You continue to make us what we are as a source of hope for many, and a resource of care for people worldwide who benefit from our mission of service. When Circle of Friends started 26 years ago, it began as an article of faith and a declaration of mutual honor and support, that Meharry belongs to Nashville and Nashville belongs to Meharry. It is our friends that have kept us going over those uncertain times, and it's you in this room that have carried us. Your goodwill and sustenance has been at the center of our success. You made sure that we have what we needed, and we come out on the other side stronger than ever.
And so, from our students that are the next generation of health caring, our faculty who are their mentors, from Meharrians behind the scenes that keep things going from day to day, our alumni who carry on the Meharry mission across the country, and from those in remote parts of the world, we want to honor you, our circle of friends. Welcome.
First, let me say thank you to these outstanding students. Student Dr. Nnamdi and Kayla, Mr. and Miss Meharry. Let's give them a round of applause. Good evening, everybody. I'm Dr. Nelson Adams. I'm honored and have a great pleasure in serving as the chairman of the board of Meharry Medical College's Board of Trustees. The committee has given me the pleasure of greeting you this evening, and you know, folks, when I look at the news today, so much is going on in the world that makes you really pause and ask the question, what's going on? Truth be told, as I realize that as time goes on, people of goodwill seem to be in shorter supply. As a matter of fact, goodwill itself seems to be more and more of a rarity in this world. But here tonight, I find myself in a room filled with goodwill. I look around and I appreciate the camaraderie of this group and the demonstration of love and goodwill when you have, through your benevolence, sent it our way. From the Board of Trustees, every administrator, faculty, and staff member, and every student, I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you. I want to say thank you for what you've done and the way that you've done it. Your generosity continues to buoy this institution and keep our mission alive. It not only affects the life of the campus, but it extends far afield to the communities our alumni serve. Countless lives are being touched every day in the course of their careers. You know, I can personally say that as a member of the Meharry class of 1978 and as a practicing OB/GYN physician in Miami, Florida, I've welcomed thousands of babies into the world. In fact, the most recent count exceeds 10,000. It's a lot of babies. What an honor, what an honor. Yeah. what an honor that is, and it gives me pause every time I think about it. You know, but not just me. There are thousands of Meharrians out there, just like me, touching the lives of thousands in their own communities. Now, I want you to understand that for every Meharrian out there in the field, their lives have been affected by people just like you. Affected because of your generosity and your love. What a legacy. I want you all to know that I, and not just me, in fact, I should say we, those who have benefited from your generosity over these many years, appreciate the support that you've shown for this institution. I'm grateful for your generosity, and I'm especially grateful for the goodwill you demonstrate for Meharry Medical College. Thank you, and welcome to this, the 26th Annual Circle of Friends Gala. Good evening.
Good evening, friends. I hope everyone is doing well and enjoying this wonderful evening. I promise not to take up too much of your time. I am Destiny Black, a current fourth-year dental student and current student observer to the Board of Trustees. I've had the opportunity to serve as Miss School of Dentistry for the 2022 and 2023 school year. I ran upon the platform of a Meharry visionary. As Miss School of Dentistry, I had a vision for the dental school to be the place that I used to hear about prior to COVID. That means camaraderie among classes, close bonds, and long-lasting relationships. My idea of turning this vision into a reality was to renovate our student lounge. With the help of community, alumni, and friends like you, we received plentiful donations to renovate the student lounge. I know this may not seem like such a big deal, but it's much more than just a renovation. The student lounge serves as a place for students to study, fellowship, and decompress if need be. It's a space where future dental professionals can come together, share ideas, and support one another, doing the thing that everyone loves to do, eat. So as I stand here today, I would like to express my sincere gratitude for the opportunities that have come my way and for the incredible support of the community, alumni, sponsors, and friends such as yourself. For without your support, we would not have the opportunity to pour into ourselves, Meharry Medical College, and the community that we serve. In closing, I hope everyone remembers that leadership, hard work, and vision can open doors for you and others that you may not have imagined, just as they have for me. Thank you for allowing me to share part of my journey with you tonight, and I hope that I inspire you all to continue being Meharry visionaries. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. President Hildred, Dr. Adams, our esteemed board members, faculty, staff, and students, and this distinguished circle of friends. I am Courtney Blakemore, Director of Corporate and Foundation Relations in the Office of Institutional Advancement, and I want to thank you so much for joining us this evening as we celebrate the friendship, kindness, fidelity, and dedication of our treasured circle of friends. The significant support of organizations and businesses, many represented here tonight, allows us to provide scholarships for our deserving students, improve technologies in our labs and classrooms, enhance the experience of our students, address the many challenges, and take full advantage of opportunities to secure Meharry's vision for the future. Without major grants and funding, Much of what now propels us will leave us immobile. Thank you for your support that moves us forward every day. I want to take a moment to thank those foundations, corporations, nonprofits, and organizations that have supported Meharry as part of their own collective mission. Please give them applause. And I would like to thank tonight's sponsors that made this event possible. As I call your name, if members of your organization are present, would you please stand and be recognized? Our presenting sponsor for the night, the United Methodist Black College Fund. Please stand. First Horizon. The Tennessee Titans. Whiting Turner. Baker Donison. Citizens Bank. Crossland PLLC. Moody Nolan. Our own Meharry Department of Surgery Mentorship Program. MMC Ventures. And the Memphis Grizzlies. We would also like to recognize Ascension Foundation and Oracle for their generous support of the college. If those are present, would you please stand? Thank you. We literally could not do it without you. You stand with us to advance our mission. You help us to keep our commitment to our students as well as our communities they serve when they leave here. You are affecting health care in the most direct sense. I could cover one of these walls with a flow chart in small type showing the chain of those lives touched and still not have room for all of those you are reaching through your support here. So tonight, once again, I want to say thank you for your vital role. Because of you, we are ensuring that the college advances and our students realize their own substantial future of saving lives. Because of you, we are healing communities. This is what we do here at Meharry. This is what our students devote their lives to. And we are proud of that. Our graduates overwhelmingly dedicate their lives and careers to serving the overlooked and underrepresented, while finding solutions to health disparities. Without the help of our corporate and foundation partners, what would we do? To our corporate and foundation family members, thank you for standing with us. We appreciate you. And we look forward with enthusiasm to our continued partnership and our shared purpose in making our community stronger. Thank you.
I invite you to take a deep breath in and exhale and thank the Lord for the greatest gift that each and every one of us could have, which is our life. Let us pray. Great God, we thank you. We thank you for this day that we have never seen before, and this day that we will never see again. We thank you, God, for life and breath, that each and every one of us could come into this space with purpose in our hearts. God, we thank you for the opportunity to come knowing that we have received freely and that we give freely. God, we thank you that each and every one of us in our own stories can testify to how good you are. So for that, we say together, thank you. Thank you, God, for the many blessings, that which we know and that which we don't know. Thank you, God, for this moment that you have gathered these friends together. You said in your word that a friend sticks closer than a brother, that a friend loveth at all times. So thank you for this circle of friends, a circle that cannot be broken. Now, God, we understand that it is not by our might or by our power, but by your Spirit that we are able to accomplish the goal of helping to meet the needs of wonderful students who seek to embody the motto of this institution, the worship of God through the service of mankind. Now, God, bless them. Bless their minds, their bodies, and their spirit. Bless each one of these individuals under the sound of my voice. And we will be careful to give you all praise, glory, and honor. Now, God, for the food that we are about to receive, we ask that you bless it and the hands that have prepared it, that we will continue to build your kingdom as this food builds our bodies. Keep us grateful. Keep us mindful of all of the many blessings that you bestow upon each and every one of us. Together again, we say thank you. We end this prayer as we began it. Thank you for life and for breath. Thank you for the many blessings that you have given unto us. It is in the Son's name that I pray, Jesus. Let us all say together, amen.
This lab is the reference and confirmatory laboratory for hemoglobinopathies for the state of Tennessee. Any baby that tests positive for a hemoglobin disorder at birth, automatically the sample will be sent to us to produce the final diagnosis. The Meharry Sickle Cell Center is probably one of the longest standing programs at Meharry. It's 5 decades, it's a long time. We get samples from all over the world, Africa, South America, and of course the state of Tennessee, sometimes some nearby states for final diagnosis.
Like I said, we do the confirmation to the newborn screening, and then people can call and make an appointment to come in and be tested, like just off of the street. We perform those tests for free.
Our sickle cell population is marginalized. It's very hard for our patients to get jobs. A lot live below the poverty level just because they can't work on a regular basis. Sickle cell is systematic. It affects every system in the body because of blood flow.
And the center was created in 1972 when President Nixon signed the Sickle Cell Anemia Control Act. Actually, Meharry before 1972 was doing screening for sickle cell because primarily affected African Americans, and Meharry being an HBCU put an emphasis on testing and providing clinical care to sickle cell.
At first, I was always tired and always in pain. And my legs was weak, and then I hurt sometimes all over my body, from my ears to my toes. I just want to ride up and down the block like my friends, and I could never make it. I could just like make it 2-3 houses.
You know, watching my mother, when I look back, I know that she had it really bad. She was actually in the hospital a lot, and she was in a lot of pain a lot, you know, compared to my brother, who also suffered from sickle cell disease. My brother wanted to, his big dream, he wanted to go work for FedEx. And I remember after he graduated, and he was just like, you know, I just don't think that I can do it. And it crushed me, because, you know, he was like, it's too much lifting, it's gonna be too much, you know, and I was just like.
On a day-to-day basis with sickle cell, because the red blood cells clot, you won't be able to see. You know, you will have pain. Your liver might not work. Your kidneys might not work. Your heart might stop working. You might have a stroke at any given time because those cells have clotted and there's no blood flow to your brain. You're constantly living with the thought that what system is not going to work today, and that's a painful way to live.
It's the Sickle Cell Center camp that we went on once a year for sickle cell people and trait people, teaching us about drinking water, eating vegetables, exercise. A lot of us can't exercise, but we can do small exercises like walk, that your kids play more, you know, just activities, because it helps the blood flow in your arteries. Because a lot of times when sickle cell kids just sit there, your blood clots, and that's how they go into a crisis. Dr. Wolf was like a daddy to me instead of a doctor, because he made me get off my butt and try stuff instead of just listening to him and just sitting there. And I would try, and I even got better on my bike, my skateboard.
If you ask somebody, have you heard of MS? Oh yeah, absolutely. They may not know specifically, but they've at least heard of it. A lot of times with these moms, they've never heard of it.
This disease was one of the first molecular diseases identified at the gene level over 70 years ago. But if we compare to other genetic diseases, really, it didn't have the same funding.
We look at genetic disorders. If you compare or you research the money given to sickle cell clinics and sickle cell foundations, it's like tenfold to what's given to sickle cell. And sickle cell has been around for a really, really, really long time. I feel like we should have found a cure for it, but because of the population, the money's not put into it.
Education and testing go hand in hand. We need more healthcare providers that are trained on how to manage these disorders.
Parents can't do it all, so we need the Sickle Cell Center to teach us. That's the second parent, and they're teaching us about sickle cell and how to fight it and go through life and be able to deal with it. And now I can deal with it. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not scared of it. I'm normal. I might not be on a piece of paper, but I'm very normal, I'm very strong. I can run, I can work out, I can do anything I want to.
Sickle cell patients are living longer, which is wonderful. You know, losing my mom at 16 was really hard, but I'm so thankful for the strides that are being made now. I'm thankful for the Meharry Sickle Cell Center.
My experience, I've been to a lot of doctors, but Sickle Cell Center doctors are just, I don't know, they're more like friends than doctors. I love Meharry. Love it. I think I wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for Meharry.
We see about 50 to 80 patients a day. The biggest thing is making sure we can keep our kids out of pain. Our patients here in Columbia and in Lawrenceburg, we do see a fair amount of TennCare and Medicaid patients. But when I started, a lot of patients, Caucasian patients, and as we've been able to grow, we've been able to outreach into other areas, increase our minority population. I think it's really been a blessing just for a lot of the young kids to see a dentist that looks like them, a practitioner that looks like them.
I practice general dentistry in Lewisburg. I do work in a lower income area, so you have some patients who just want to get out of pain. Then you have people who have decided they're ready to change their bad habits and they want to do what they can to save their teeth and to get their smile back. The typical day varies as a general dentist. Sometimes you just never know what you're going to get.
My wife and I met in MAPS of 2014. She was in my group. I had asked to be her +1 at her sister's wedding, and she declined.
We got married in 2016.
Yes, we did. Mm-hmm.
We moved back to Tennessee that year in 2016 after we did our residency programs. I did an AEGD program in Providence, Rhode Island, and then Felix did his pediatric residency program in DC at Howard. Finished our residency programs, got married, and moved back to Tennessee in Spring Hill. There's definitely a need in the rural areas. People need to be educated on what's causing their cavities and what they can do to make changes. My team that I work with, we try to be very encouraging and motivating and let people know that if they're committed, then we can definitely help them Dentistry is so much more than just sitting down and fixing teeth. You have to support people, you have to be on their team and make them believe not only that you can help them, but a lot of what changes is what they do at home, taking care of their teeth and how they're eating.
You should go where the patients are, go where there's a need. Go where you'll be valued, go where you can provide the services. A lot of people are hesitant on that, not just for the distance that they have to drive, but at the same time that they might be overwhelmed with the amount of work just because everyone's seeking their services in that area. You have the skill sets. Meharry's prepared you well to go out and work and do the work that you were called to do. I just remember when we were about to graduate and Dr. Moses gave us all $3. And he said, the first year's on me, you put that $1 down, and the next year, if you guys go into residency, this is the $2 down, and after that, you can go ahead and continue to give. And we did talk about it for some time. We did kind of debate about it, what was a good number.
I went to a missions trip to Jamaica my senior year. I think that really was a turning point for me in gaining confidence when it came to doing oral surgery. I wanted to give back to Meharry in that way so that the students could go and not only gain better skill in doing extractions or surgery, but just being able to give back to another underserved community.
For me, I thought scholarship was the greatest way, just because I know that the cost of schools is ever increasing in higher education.
You're asked to donate money back to Meharry. It's good to remember back to when you were a student and how every little bit helped. It's very encouraging to know that alumni are reaching back and wanting to give back.
What's it feel like to be a guardian? It's slightly overwhelming. I think that when I've seen the list in the past, I never thought that this day would actually come. We used to look at that when we were back at school and see these names of these Meharry giants. I think that I could be up there listed with them. I never thought it would be possible. God gives you many blessings, and then hopefully we've been able to use what we've been given financially to contribute to a greater cause. Over the next few years, Meharry is going to be reaching its 150th anniversary. It's a great institution and it has a great legacy, and we'd like that legacy to continue.
We're glad our gift can contribute to Campaign 150, where scholarships is a major component.
Do what you can. If that's your time, give your time. If you can give your finances, give your finances, but find some way to give back to this institution that we all know and love.
My name is Terry Chike Akpua. I am currently a D4 at Meharry Dental. I also have a bachelor's in chemistry, a master's in business administration. I was born in Lagos, Nigeria. Exciting, that's in West Africa. Moved to the US like around high school age. I think the transition from Nigeria to the US, I feel like personally it wasn't too bad, just because I had soccer as something that brings every culture together. My goal was to just go to school. I had no idea I was actually pretty decent in soccer. And then I was playing at community college where I was an All-American, 2-time All-American. And then from there I was recruited on soccer scholarship to the University of Pittsburgh. So while I was playing there, I personally was still just focused on school. And then I started getting calls from different agents to different teams in Europe. Even I had a call from a team in Egypt, I had Portugal, Belgium. So I ended up finishing my degree, and once I was done, I left to Europe, I think 2 weeks after that. I played for different teams, but mostly for Club Desportivo de Mafra in Portugal. We actually won the first ever, Segunda Liga trophy for the city of Mafra. That's the first time they ever won it. And the club has been going on for over 50 years. So myself and my siblings, Pascal and Hugo, we have a company where we take care of kids with autism. So every time I came back to the US for off-season, I would always work with the kids for a couple months. And as time went on, I figured my passion for helping people just kept growing. When it got to a point where I was like, you know what, I think it's time to make that transition. It's just why not? You have a chemistry degree, you have the prerequisite for dental school, just go ahead and take the DAT. So it was important for me to like come to HBCU. I mean, Meharry just fit everything I was looking for. Especially after my interview, I felt like it was home. Coming to Meharry is way more than just being an HBCU. I work out with these people, you know, socialize with them, study with them. It's just been one of those experiences where even when I'm no longer here, I'm still gonna have friends that, you know, I could call family and brothers and sisters for life. Over 40% of Black dentists in the country came from Meharry. That's exciting. That's impressive. It's exciting to be a part of that group because now I know I could be dropped in any part of the country, and if I see a Black dentist, there's a good chance that, you know, he or she went to Meharry as well. I feel like soccer would definitely help me in the future as a dentist. You know, I played with teammates from all types of countries. I've had to learn from people's culture and just understanding people in general. Being a dentist, I just think that goes hand in hand. One of my passion as a dentist is to provide care for you know, people in underserved communities. I feel like being at Meharry, they definitely help put that at the forefront. Like, I feel like almost every week is some type of community service. It's nice to just go ahead and like go after what I think I need to do. If I have a dream, I'll just go after it. Like, the worst that can happen is I learn from it and then implement that towards whatever else I plan on doing. My plan after dental school is to do a specialty program in the field of orthodontics. This will bless me with the opportunity to directly improve smiles on a daily basis. I also have a non-profit organization. Our mission includes to empower the youth, to provide for the less fortunate, and to provide for the special needs community in a variety of ways, both domestically and abroad. And then I also plan to give back to soccer in some capacity, perhaps some form of like soccer ownership or a soccer academy. This will, you know, this will help me give back to the sport that gave me a lot.
So I've been playing the piano since I was 8 years old. I'll say I was a little bit of a rebellious piano student. You know, I didn't always practice what my teacher told me to practice. I would get hymns and I would arrange them and try to do what I wanted to do. And then I would learn the songs right before lessons. I studied music composition and recording arts at Oakwood University. I also did the pre-medical prerequisites and did minored in chemistry as well. So I would be in the music building and then I'd run over to the science building so I can complete both those courseworks at the same time. So the MHS program is here at Meharry, and so I did that in 2013 and successfully navigated that program, graduated with the highest honors and matriculated into the MD program here at Meharry the next year in 2014. Between my first and second summer, I went to Yale University to their School of Public Health. I did research in the Department of Health Policy. During that time, you know, I developed mentors in the Department of Health Policy and also met the director of the Advanced Professional MPH program, who encouraged me to return to Yale to do an MPH. And so between third and fourth year, I pursued a year-long MPH program. Myself and some other students started the gospel choir here at Meharry. You know, I was blessed with the opportunity to direct the choir for 3 years before heading off to Yale. Here at Meharry, I find that being a musician was accepted very well. You know, I remember in college once I had a professor, when I told him I'm a major in music, he asked me why, and I said, I want to pursue my dreams in music. And he said, you know, the times for dreams are over. He said that you should, you know, really focus on medicine. That kind of stuck with me, and I can remember it to this day. Here at Meharry, they've always supported the choir. They've all supported me performing and playing places. Piano and music has been my outlet, and I'm so grateful to have had this thing outside of medicine to keep me grounded. I think the piano and being a musician specifically has taught me a lot of skills that will be applicable to surgery. Being a musician teaches you discipline and patience, practicing the same thing over and over again so you can get everything just right. But it also helps you to learn and to think 5 steps ahead. You'll see when I'm playing that I'm trying to stay in the moment and emote that current section, but also realizing that there's a big section coming and how do I build to that moment. I just matched on March 15th into general surgery at Johns Hopkins Hospital. Match day was probably the single best day of my life. You can have an idea of where you want to be, and you can have all these dreams, but to open an envelope and to see your dreams come true was such an impactful moment. I think that Meharry is really committed to its mission. I think that, it doesn't just talk about it, it does things about it. While I was here at Meharry, I was able to serve as SNMA president. And so we were out in the communities, we would go into classrooms and put on our white coats and say, hey, I'm gonna be a doctor, you can do it too. Those are the things that young people need to see. And Meharry has, since the 19th century, been that leader in healthcare. And I just can't thank Meharry enough for what they've done for me.
Mayo, Johns Hopkins, LSU, Rutgers, Morehouse, Duke, Baylor, Yale, UAB, UCLA, Northwestern, Howard.
But nothing makes me happier than to announce that I matched into a pediatrics research track program at the Stanford
I've wanted to be a doctor my whole life, and I'm gonna be one.
Your class had a 96.7% match rate. And 42.8% of you matched into primary care.
Class of 2023, we should be very, very proud of how far we've come. We have earned this celebration. We all have prayer warriors who have interceded on our behalf since birth. We are blessed with loved ones who have made countless sacrifices on our behalf. We are blessed with faculty and staff who have supported and guided us throughout our time at Meharry. Getting to this point took a village. I truly believe the program we see in that letter is where we're meant to thrive as a resident.
Always remember this place in Nashville, Tennessee. We will keep the lights burning for you.
Oral Health Day is the day of service for all things dental.
We provide free services, extractions, cleanings, and fillings to Nashville residents in the Tennessee region. This is actually my second Oral Health Day. We had an Oral Health Day in the fall, the first Oral Health Day that we had since 2019.
We started at 7 o'clock this morning, but of course at 5:30, we had people in line who were here ready to receive services. Oral Health Day was something that was started several years ago. It was an idea that I had along with a student, and we wanted to really make a difference in the community.
What sparked the idea was when I was at the National Leadership Conference in Chicago for ASDA, was speaking to a colleague of mine named Jordan Osborne. And she was just talking about how another dental school, they gave away free dental care. And I got inspired, and I felt like we could do the same here in Nashville. It's so good to come back and see the students, but it's also really good to see the alumni come back to the incoming students. Oral Health Day, it can seem overwhelming, but it is totally worth it. So do not be afraid to, jump in and take on a leadership role.
A part of being in this family is to be committed to not only training the next generation, but making a difference in the lives of others. And the way that we do that is by providing quality service to those, and especially those vulnerable populations and those underserved communities. And so when we have this event and other events like this, it is not difficult for us to get volunteers. Sometimes we have too many volunteers because people are just eager to serve. It's a part of who we are.
For one, I want to say to the volunteers, thank you. Thank you for being awesome leaders. Thank you for thinking of someone other than yourself. Thank you for always putting our community first, giving up your Saturday, which is not easy to do, and coming in early in the morning and staying late.
Your white coat, remember that it carries the hopes and aspirations of your community. It represents not just your own achievements, but the collective determination to uplift and heal. Let it be a reminder of the incredible responsibility you bear and the profound impact you can make on the lives of others.
Remember that what that white coat represents. Your commitment to hold up the high standards that we've talked about, integrity, honesty, and one that's really, really important, a lifelong commitment to learning.
Stop trying to run and hide. 'Cause you won't run out if you never try. You won't run out, baby. Oh, baby, that you won't run out. Oh, baby. Oh no, oh I feel bad.
Okay, welcome back to the red carpet. I have with me Matt Anderson from our School of Applied Computational Sciences. So Matt, tonight is a wonderful celebration of all of our donors. What does Circle of Friends mean to you?
You know, particularly at the School of Applied Computational Science, is a new school. Like, without donor support, you really are struggling, and you have to have people that believe in your mission, believe in the vision that our Dean Mushlonga has for the school. So having that kind of support is essential. So it's so great to see everyone together here. So much energy and passion for Meharry. It's really apparent, and it's just a fun night. So.
It is a really fun night. So what are you looking forward to seeing? I know have you ever been to a Circle of Friends event before?
My first one.
Your first one.
I'm blind. I don't know what
Well, you're in for a treat. Have you been enjoying it so far?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the red carpet. Back to you guys.
I'm surprised that you called from the way you walked away. Said I thought I wasn't gonna see you no more. But since you didn't, I really wanna be your man. With all that you hate me, and you were not feeling me anyway. What you doing tonight? I'll be between my peeps. And if it's cool with you, baby, we'll swing by.
We're back to the red carpet, and I have with me Dexter Samuels. He is our Senior Vice President for Student Affairs. Are you enjoying yourself tonight?
Oh, it's a fabulous night tonight.
Okay, so you've been to a Circle of Friends event before, so what are you most looking forward to tonight?
Seeing the students, see what they're doing, all the great things that they've been doing for several years now, and just a culmination for tonight.
So what you've seen so far, are you enjoying yourself? Like, how did I do,
I think you did fabulous. You were fantastic. It was the first time I've seen you present, so yes, you did a wonderful job.
Thank you. I paid him to say that. Well, Circle of Friends, of course, this event is to celebrate our corporate donors that continuously give and support the school. So tell us a little bit about tell our audience about the importance of actually supporting our students, supporting our mission here at Meharry.
Well, our students have some great needs, as you know, and the cost of medical school and dental school in computational sciences, public health is just tremendously expensive. Particularly in the School of Medicine, our students leave with over $200,000 worth of debt, more so in the School of Dentistry as well. So the corporate giving is really vital to the success of our students.
Okay, well, you heard it first from Dexter Samuels. Thank you so much for joining us on the red carpet, and back to you guys. Welcome back to the red carpet. I have with me right here Michelle Steele, my beautiful soror, but she's also the AVP of External Affairs here at Meharry. Is this your first Circle of Friends event?
It is, and I'm so excited to be here. This is absolutely beautiful.
So how is it so far? Like, what have you enjoyed the most? You can say me if you want to. I know you're biased.
Courtney, absolutely, and the students. And so our Mr. and Miss Meharry did introduce themselves and welcome everyone here. That was good to put faces with names. Being new to Meharry, it's good to see the students in action, as well as there's some students at our table. And so we understand that this event, Circle of Friends, gives an opportunity for the students to come and for us to give to them. And so this is beautiful. It absolutely is.
It is a beautiful night. So you are in store. This is your first event, but we have we're going to pull on your heartstrings a little bit, okay? Okay, so you're in for a treat. Thank you so much for joining us on the red carpet. Back to you guys. Thank you.
Best you've ever had. And I don't wanna ride, I'll be. Say the best you've ever had. And I don't wanna ride, I'll be. Best you've ever had. I eat you in the best road, the freestyle and the best road.
Thank you for joining us on the red carpet. I have with me Letha Woods, and you are with our School of Graduate Studies. So Letha, this is not your first Circle of Friends, so can you tell me a little bit about your first experience?
So my first experience with Circle of Friends was as a student. I was a student ambassador, and we used to have Circle of Friends in the amphitheater, and they would transform that amphitheater, and it was all of these wonderful people who had come to donate and just celebrate with Meharry. So I just remember that experience so vividly. It was really a nice event.
Well, good. So much history here. So tell me, with this being our 26th celebration of Circle of Friends, what are you most looking forward to? And tell me a little bit, tell our audience a little bit about the importance of actually our circle and supporting our students here at Meharry.
Circle of Friends is important because we have students who are aspiring to become healthcare practitioners, and it costs money to do that. And so the Circle of Friends provides opportunities to raise funds, to provide scholarships to those students. And students, especially in the graduate school, they need some help. And so we are always excited to share the wonderful things that they're doing to solicit support because we believe we are contributing to a diverse workforce and we are making leaders for tomorrow.
Well, you heard it from Letha Woods. Scholarship support is what our students need. Thank you so much for joining us on the red carpet. Back to you guys. Okay, thank you for joining us for our 26th celebration of Circle of Friends. I have with me on the red carpet Brian Tibbs with Moody Nolan. So you guys designed this beautiful building that we're in. Is this your first Circle of Friends event?
Oh, no. Actually, I used to come all the time. We've been all over. We were over at West Basic Science one time. So, no, I like to come to as many of these Circle of Friends events as I can.
Okay, so tell me this. Being in this building that you actually designed, how does it feel? Is it like a warm and fuzzy? How are you feeling tonight?
You know, when it's your building, you're always looking at things, you know, like, oh, I wonder how that held up. When I went to the restrooms, I said, okay, they held up well over time. So, you know, when you design a building, it's almost almost like your child, you know, and it's your baby, so you're looking at everything still. But it always feels good to come back here, though.
We're happy to have you back with us. So one more question for you. What are you looking forward to the most tonight? I know it's kind of like I'm not sure if you are expecting something in particular. It could be the food, it could be hearing from the students. Like, what's exciting for you?
And the students, exactly. Yeah, it's always great to hear their stories. All through the years, they've had such stories that are motivating, and many of them I went back and told my son later, because there's always some interesting aspect of someone's journey that I love to hear.
Okay, well, you're definitely in for a treat tonight. Thank you so much for joining us on the red carpet, and I'm going to turn it back over to you guys. Thank you.
Relax your mind. Lay back and groove with mine. You gotta feel my beat. Feel my bullet. Share that beat alone. I wanna love you all night. Dance you into the pop, baby. So we can rock the night away. Oh, they bring nobody there but us. When you dance, there's some magic. It must be love. Oh, won't you take it slow? We got so gonna go. Baby, just feel that beat. Yeah, that beat alone. Ooh. So we can rock the night away. Bring that groove in there and go. You know love survives. Whoa, forever.
Welcome back to our 26th celebration of Circle of Friends. I'm sorry. So with me on the red carpet, I have Major Ned Jefferson. She is our Director of Community Affairs here at Meharry Medical College. So Major, what does this night mean to you? Like, are you enjoying yourself? You look absolutely stunning.
Thank you, Courtney.
So are you enjoying yourself, and what are you most looking forward to tonight?
This event means so much to me because I love to hear the students. The student spotlights, as if you were not already touched by their stories, by their tenacity to even come to medical college, to hear their stories and what got them here, top notch. So I'm really looking forward to that moment tonight.
So are you enjoying yourself so far? What was your favorite part so far?
I'm going to say there was this moment when the director of corporate and foundation relations talked, and it was just like everybody was just feeling it. So
I paid her to say that. You can tell we're friends.
It's this one. I'm so excited for you. This is such a great event. Thank you so much.
Well, you look absolutely beautiful, and thank you so much for joining us tonight, and you're in for a treat. So enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you. Thank you. Back to you guys.
You don't know, babe, when you hold me, kiss me slowly, it's the sweetest thing. And it don't change. If I had him my way, you would know that you are. You're the coffee that I need in the morning. You're the sunshine in the rain when it's pouring. Won't you give yourself to me?
Welcome back to our 26th celebration of Circle of Friends. So with me on the red carpet, I have Dr. Millette. So Dr. Millette blessed us with, you serenaded everybody during the cocktail hour, so thank you for that.
My pleasure.
So this is a wonderful celebration tonight of our donors that give unselfishly to the college. What do you have to say about their unwavering support, and what are you most looking forward to tonight?
Well, I'm looking forward to really celebrating the donors and recognizing them, because a lot of times they give money, they give their resources, and they're not recognized. So I'm just really excited about giving them an opportunity to be recognized for the work that they do every day for our students. We've got some of the best students in the country, and they go and do great things. They change the world. The challenge is that many of them don't have the financial resources that are necessary for them to finish the program. You know, medical school, dental school, these are some of the most expensive programs in the country, and so they can use all the support that they can. So I'm really glad to celebrate the donors tonight.
So you heard from Dr. Millette first. Go to Meharry website, click on Give, and give now. Thank you so much, Dr. Millette, for joining us on the red carpet. Back to you guys.
Thank you.
Oh, when I'm stuck in the desert, all alone I take when my head hurts. The sunshine in my life, I just wanna see, I just wanna see how beautiful you are. You know that I see it, I know you're a star. When you go, I love me, won't you say something? If you love me, won't you? If you love me, won't you say something? If you love me, won't you? Love me, won't you? If you love me, won't you say something? Alcohol, your love makes me feel 10 feet tall.
On the red carpet right now, I have with me two of our amazing trustees, Jim Williams and Kevin Bryant. So guys, I know this is not your first Circle of Friends, but what are you most excited about tonight? I'll start with you.
What am I most excited about? To hear about all the wonderful stories of our amazing students, donors, friends, and to see all of the beautiful people here. It's just amazing.
Well, good. Okay, so thank you for that. Yes, our students is absolutely my most favorite part. But Jim Williams, so this night is a celebration of our corporate donors that give unselfishly to our college, and you know, we just really want to celebrate them for their unwavering support of Meharry. So if you had to say anything to those donors right now, the ones that's actually joining us online, what would you say? What message would you convey to them?
I would probably say investing in Meharry is one of the best investment you can make. I mean, the things that I think we do around the world for the last 125, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years, the stuff that we do around the world, I think it's just incredible. We have a great campus here with great people that are concerned about the health and well-being of folk in our community, and that's kind of special to us.
It's definitely special. So you guys are definitely in for a treat tonight. We have some amazing stories from our students tonight, so you're in for a treat. Thank you so much for joining us on the red carpet. I'm gonna turn it back over to you guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Then you ask me for reaching the bottom and won't be back, being too far gone. You're as smooth, Tennessee whiskey. You're as sweet, strawberry wine. You're as warm, you're as a glass of brandy. Oh, honey, I stay strong on your love all the time. I'm the beloved.
Thank you for joining us back on the red carpet. So with me, I have Dr. Pinnock. So Dr. Pinnock, I know this isn't your first Circle of Friends. Are you enjoying yourself tonight? You look absolutely beautiful.
Thank you so much.
So are you enjoying yourself?
I am having a great time.
Good, good. So I know you've been here before. So what are you most looking forward to? What is your favorite part of this celebration?
hearing the students talk about the importance of being here and what the support does for them.
You know what, that's a very similar story to everybody else. Everyone is looking forward to the student stories, just to hear about their journey and their journey here at Meharry Medical College. So what have you enjoyed most so far? You can say me, it's okay.
I really enjoyed the music, and the meal is pretty good too.
Okay, well, good. We feed you good here at Meharry.
Yes, we do.
Well, thank you so much for joining us on the red carpet. We look forward. You're actually in for a treat tonight. So the students have some amazing stories, so just hold tight. Thank you so much for joining us. Back to you guys.
On your love all the time.
Okay, tonight we're celebrating our 26th celebration of Circle of Friends, and with me here on the red carpet, I have Miss Linda Witt. She is the Senior Vice President for Development here at Meharry Medical College, and she actually started Circle of Friends 26 years ago, so this is very, very special. We saved the best for last, Miss Linda. So tell me, what does this night mean to you, and what does this night mean to you?
You know what this night means to me is to see the legacy continue, and for me to be able to sit back and relax and see how you and the team brought this together. So that, that legacy is important to me, but most of all, it's always about the students with me. And we have some amazing students, and I'm just glad for our circle of friends to be able to see the investment, who they're investing in, and what these young people are gonna do as they move forward in their healthcare career. So I'm just full with emotion tonight.
Well, we're glad that we're actually doing you proud. So if you had any message that you wanted to convey to our audience and our guests here at Meharry, what would it be?
Thank you. We can't say thank you enough, because without our circle of friends, where would Meharry be? So just thank you. Those two words, we cannot say enough. And so to you, our circle of friends, we are so grateful to God that you continue to invest in this institution, Meharry Medical College.
Thank you so much, Miss Linda. Oh, well, you heard it from Miss Linda. Thank you so much for joining us on the red carpet.
You're my lady. You're my sweetest baby, but darling, baby. With the talk of the time, everybody wants to know what's going down. Girl, I know you've seen us before. Baby, at the liquor store, baby, at the health food stand. Baby, I'm your man and you're my lady.
So with me here on the red carpet, I have Dean Haywood from our School of Medicine. So Dean Haywood, this is your first Circle of Friends, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we're really excited to celebrate our donors with you. What does this night mean to you? Are you enjoying yourself?
Absolutely. I was quite surprised how much fun this is. I have done this in a lot of different places, but the music, the friendliness, the feeling that they're really here to support Meharry and the work that we're doing, it radiates throughout the room, and it's an excitement that I am not used to having in events like this.
Well, good. So you're definitely in for a treat. Do you have anything in particular that you're looking forward to seeing tonight, or are you just sitting back and just waiting on all of the excitement?
You know, I'm just waiting from the students, the king and queens, to the support, to hearing you talk about all the benefactors. It's just been fun, and because it's my first time, I don't know what to expect. Right. So there's an excitement for me to say, okay, well, what are they going to do next that's going to make me really feel like the choice to be here was a great one? So it's been fun.
Good. Okay, that was a very warm and fuzzy. So thank you so much, Dean Haywood. You're definitely in for a treat. We have the student stories coming up next, so it's going to be absolutely amazing. Thank you so much for joining us here on the red carpet, and I'll turn it back over to you guys.
Thank you.
You're smiling, you're fixing the time to see love. Have mercy on me, I was blind, but now I see what my queen's supposed to be. Baby, I've been drinking, only go with me. Let's take a long walk, a perfect walk. I have to go, and I'll find a spot for the urge to smoke. A conversation, burning it, a stimulation, a situation, temptation, education, relaxation.
So I have on a red carpet with me Dr. Shanker, Dr. Anil Shanker. He is the Senior Vice President for Research here at Meharry Medical College. This is a wonderful night to celebrate our donors. So how are you enjoying yourself, and what are you most looking forward to tonight?
So this is a wonderful night when we celebrate our circle of friends, and Meharry has a rich history for research. Since Flexner report came out, people were after us. Our researchers worked on those things which, for example, pellagra disease. People thought that this is only restricted to black Americans in this country. This was not true. Our researchers, pathologists here shown to the world that this was a nutritional disorder and applies to all communities. So since then until today, more than 100 years, we have been doing some groundbreaking research, and our college has a lot to tell to this world and contribute to this world. So thank you for all that you do.
Oh, thank you, Dr. Shanker. You see why he's so amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining us on the red carpet. We're going to go back on the inside, so back to you guys.
The colors of the gingiva was out of the textbook, quote unquote, coral pink. But in 1946, a group of faculty spearheaded by our dean at that time, Dr. William H. Allen, postulated that culturally, all patients don't have coral pink gums. So they formulated at that time a new acrylic that would more match the melanin shade of gum tissue that you see. The colors of the gingiva was out of the textbook, quote unquote, coral pink. But in 1946, a group of faculty spearheaded by our dean at that time, Dr. William H. Allen, postulated that culturally, all patients don't have coral pink gums. So they formulated at that time a new acrylic that would more match the melanin shade of gum tissue that you see in African American patients and other patients of color. They come to call this shade the Meharry shade of acrylic. Of course, there are many manufacturers that are making this shade now, and some of them give Meharry the credit for it, some of them don't. We all know that it is actually from the Meharry faculty that this shade was actually developed, and it's used all across the world, not just here in America, but it's all across the world. The School of Dentistry at Meharry was the first dental school in the country that included cultural competence as a part of its curriculum. We don't have 100% of our students being African Americans. We have a diverse student body, but every one of them will learn how to practice in communities, even those communities of which they didn't grow up in. But that started, of course, back in the 1940s when Dr. Allen and his group of faculty decided that it is better for us to be able to provide an appliance for a patient that most closely match their natural dentition. Throughout the history, you can go to any school within this institution and you'll find that they are all geared towards that one thing: serve the underserved.
So a PA is a licensed healthcare professional that provides medical care to patients. The PA profession was modeled after a doctor in rural North Carolina, his assistant, Dr. Amos Johnson and Henry Buddy Treadwell. Dr. Johnson trained Buddy Treadwell to take care of patients even when he wasn't present. He could do everything that Dr. Johnson could do. Dr. Johnson just happened to be friends with Eugene Stead at Duke University. And Dr. Stead got the concept of an assistant from the model between Buddy Treadwell and Dr. Johnson. And he took it back to Duke and he proposed it initially as a nurse practitioner program, and they shot it down. And he came back a couple of years later and they picked it up as a PA program. And this was supposed to provide an opportunity for Army medics that were coming back from the war to be able to get specialized training to be able to take care of patients. And so the first program, I think, started in 1967. There's a shortage of healthcare professionals, and PAs are going to help fill in that gap. And so when you put minority PAs back into our communities, you know, research has shown that you get better health outcomes for minority patients when they have providers that look like them. If you go back again to the history and the beginning of the profession that's only, 56 years old. It's a model that was based on Buddy Treadwell Johnson, who's an African-American male. When the profession first started, the profession was about 20% African-American, and now we're about 3.3% African-American. And Dr. Hildreth's mission with this program is to increase African-American males into the PA profession. So if we look at first-year matriculation rates for our inaugural cohort, the average matriculation rate for African-American students was 3.9% last year. Ours was 88%. Yeah, it's pretty impressive. Of that, 20% were African-American males. That's going to be our Meharry shade. We are going to put back in the community providers that look like the people that we are going to serve in our communities.
I chose Meharry solely because I have a great history with it from my family. I believe I'm about the 18th person to go through Meharry. And my father, he also went to Meharry. Whenever I would visit him at work, or even if we were going to Kroger, he would be stopped by his patients and they would just give him praises for what he's done for them. And as a kid, it would get on my nerves because I wanted to spend time with my dad. But as I got older and as I too stepped into the shoes, now I see why he does what he does. I see why healthcare and the diversity in healthcare is so important. Whenever I started PPM, or Principles and Practices in Medicine, here at Meharry, they were very adamant about introduce yourself. Sit down when you see a patient and make sure that you're at eye level, that you're not intimidating them. A lot of our attendings will remind us about the possible cultural differences that we could come across, whether it be with our attire, how we address our patients, and we would get irritated with it at first, but now that I'm actually in the field and seeing patients on their level and meeting them where they are, I can definitely tell that they're more comfortable and they feel like I respect who they are and what they bring to the table, because I know as students we haven't seen everything, and our teachers really try to remind us of the differences that are there in the world, and they make us more prepared to help our patients. Being a medical student at Meharry, we have the opportunity of working in our student-run clinic called Salt Wagon. Every Thursday, we're open to the general public, whether you have insurance or not. We see people old and young, majority and minority people as well. We got to really interact with the people of our community and show them that minority in medicine is possible. I've really had the confidence to step into a room with any type of patient in any type of setting and feel like I can make a difference. The Meharry shade I see at the School of Medicine is simply innovation. I know a lot of times whenever there is a need or a gap In the healthcare system, a lot of people see the gap, but they don't do anything about it. One thing that Meharry will always do is we act on a need. We don't wait. That energy, if anything, just feeds into the students. It's only made me want to be a better physician, make me want to be more aware of the patients that I'm helping, to really get to know them and to really be able to help them holistically and not just patch them and put a Band-Aid on it.
So the School of Global Public Health is charged with making health inequities history. And our mission will be to empower leaders who want to tackle the world's most pressing and complex health challenges. We want to catalyze solutions around the world. We want to unite scholars, leaders, learners of public health to come together to harness the power of collaboration to effect the kind of changes that will move the needle of health equity in the right direction once and for all. It'll be the first School of Global Public Health at an HBCU, the third nationally established in the United States. Our students, our learners, our faculty, our community members will have opportunities to learn how to navigate political systems and societal structures. They will understand the levers that have been pushed and pulled over time to either hinder or advance health equity in America and in other countries of the world. The School of Applied Computational Sciences will be a key partner, as well as the School of Medicine, the School of Dentistry, and the School of Graduate Studies. I think one of the things that attracted me to Meharry Medical College was knowing that these schools existed already and will be key partners as we conduct research, as we are conducting our scholarship, as we are going out into communities to serve. It's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Community engagement and community-based participatory research are just really critical to the work that we're setting out to do. The people who are closest to the pain and the problems of health inequities are the ones who should be leading the solutions. And that is a concept that we want to drill in every one of our stakeholders, ensuring that when we go into a community, we don't extract from the community. We're not just taking the data and then moving on and leaving them to now figure it out on their own. We are truly going to be partners with those communities, and we will sustain that partnership into the future. You know, Dr. Satcher has long reminded me that in order to be effective public health leaders, you first have to care about a community. You gotta care enough. You gotta know enough. You have to have the courage to do enough. And you have to persevere until the job is done. Those four elements of his principles on leadership are what I think we will draw into this new school as well. We first want to recruit people who care deeply. And caring means that you're going to have to learn how to be the most effective advocate for the population groups that you're fighting for. Meharry Shade is recognizing that a one-size-fits-all approach does not work, which is why providing equitable healthcare, public health services, data science research, and so forth is critical moving forward, especially as we become a more racially pluralistic society. Meharry Shade is going to add even more value to what is truly going to be a beautiful future.
Good evening. My name is Colin Finn. I have the pleasure of serving as the campaign director for the college. Tonight we're going to do a quick raffle. We're giving away 3 tickets to the Titans home game against the Carolina Panthers on November 26th at noon. Thank you, Dr. Royal, for your generous donation tonight. Winning ticket number is... All right, the winning number is 7, 6, 7, 2, 9, 2. Must be present to win. 767292. Someone in the back. All right. Courtney will make sure she gets you those tickets tonight. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I hope you've enjoyed your dinner. We welcome everyone, all our distinguished guests, and welcome back to our longstanding circle of friends. We're honored to have you all here to celebrate and to be recognized for your devotion to the college. Every individual in this room has played a unique and important part in advancing the mission of Meharry throughout the years, upholding our commitment to training the healthcare professionals who go on to make waves with their impact and advocacy. More relevant than ever, this is the very mission that we have carried out since Meharry was founded nearly 150 years ago. We step out into the next 150 years with renewed determination to grow and advance the college, the campus, and the strength of character that is nurtured here in our students. Thank you again for taking the time to join us tonight as we celebrate all that you have done to enrich the college and inspire our students and alumni along their journeys as they provide hope and healing around the world, often to those who might not receive it if it was not for them. And if it was not for you, Meharry would not be the nationally recognized institution that it is for leading the way in compassionate care and unbiased outreach. With our own deep sense of fortitude and purpose, we continue to train the physicians, the dentists, the researchers, and the scientists that provide this hope and healing and have found distinction nationally as a leader in health caring. Tonight, I'm here to introduce you to a few of our exemplary students. Although the choices are endless, the students being highlighted here this evening were chosen by their dean for representing academic excellence, outstanding service, commitment to being a role model and a loyal classmate, dedication to their programs, as well as to their peers. Their compassion and unwavering devotion to the mission of Meharry sets them apart. Ultimately, they're not only inspirational individuals, but they're encouraging leaders and steadfast stewards of what we do. Each year, we feature these remarkable students for how brightly their lights shine. Tonight's students are no exception. It's my distinct honor to introduce the following student leaders. Representing the School of Dentistry is student Dr. Shareem Reed, student data scientist Elisa Mann, representing the School of Applied Computational Sciences, student Dr. Charles Summers, representing the School of Medicine, and student physician assistant Ebony Carroll, representing the School of Graduate Studies. Again, we thank each of you for shining so brightly, and we thank all of our donors and friends for helping to illuminate their path with your generosity and encouragement. Thank you again for being here, and I welcome first student Dr. Shareem Reed.
Great evening, Meharrians and friends. I'm student Dr. Shareem James Reed, a fourth-year dental student here at Meharry Medical College School of Dentistry. I serve as the immediate past president of the American Student Dental Association Meharry chapter, the current president of the Oral Surgery Club, the ADA, the American Dental Association Tripartite Action Committee member, and the president of the oldest and coldest chapter in the Alpha South, Chi chapter of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. Yeah. My friends know me as Reem, My family know me as Reemy, and in college I picked up the nickname Reem Dallas. You know that's far from the truth. I don't know about you, but I was pretty broke in college. It was Pop-Tarts and ramen noodles. My college friends, they nicknamed me Reem Dallas based on a Philly battle rapper whose name was Reed Dallas. Just like my last name, but without the dollars. And he battle rapped other Philly battle rappers like legendary hip hop artist Meek Mill. So I'm here to tell you about my journey. And my journey to Meharry is nothing short of amazing, because statistically I should not be here today. But through God's grace, I was chosen to fulfill Meharry's mission of worship of God through service to mankind, and through the practice of dentistry. I was born to a teenage mother and father in Philly. Living a fast lifestyle, my father fell victim to gun violence when I was just 3 years old. Thankfully, God blessed me with a supportive family who gave me all the right tools to succeed. Inspired by the works of my mother, who received her dental assistant certification in 1993, I decided to pursue the practice of dentistry. As a product of Philadelphia public school systems, I don't know if y'all know Philadelphia public school systems, but they still need a lot of work. They do. I continued to struggle with high academic achievement, but never gave up because science just truly interested me. But with due diligence, I was accepted to the University of Pittsburgh, where I tirelessly worked to become the first college graduate in my family. Thank you. But just like many of us, I continue to struggle to cope at the University of Pittsburgh, where I was just one of the few black students in many of my science courses, a feeling of isolation. Thankfully, TRIO and student support services provided me with extra tutoring, personal support, and academic encouragement, which helped me successfully earn my bachelor's degree in natural sciences. After graduating from the University of Pittsburgh, I went on to have a 5-year career in drug discovery and vaccine manufacturing at a top 5 pharmaceutical company in Merck. And then during that time, I achieved 2 master's degrees to academically enhance myself to get competitive for dental school, several dental admission test attempts, 3 application cycles, and I still had no dental school acceptances. My options were dwindling, and there was one school that took that chance on me, Meharry Medical College. That was the only institution that provided me with a chance to succeed. And now, I'm less than 200 days from graduation. Thank you. And not only that, where I will go on to practice Army dentistry and pursue a career in oral and maxillofacial surgery. And lastly, I just want to thank everybody in this room. Thank you for being here. It is very important to support students, of course, like myself, that are trying to do great things and give back to their community. But I just want to thank God, my family, which includes the Meharry family, and the Alumni Association for providing me the support to achieve my goals. And as a recipient of many of these scholarships, I'm able to combat financial burden associated with achieving high education so that I can focus solely on academics and leadership opportunities like many I mentioned earlier in the speech. So my success is a testament to your mentorship and philanthropy. And I am extremely excited to join you on the other side to support the next generation of minority healthcare leaders who will live out the mission of our beloved institution in Meharry Medical College, worship of God through service to mankind. Thank you.
Okay, Excuse me, had to pull up my speech here, but good evening, everyone. I am so honored to be here to speak to this circle of friends. My name is Elisa Mann. I am a graduating master's student in the School of Applied Computational Sciences, studying data science. And Meharry has always been a part of my life, part of my family, but I kind of never imagined myself being here. I'm a little bit incredulous. I went to preschool here, which I just found out. And also my grandfather, Dr. Noah Horace Mann Jr., graduated from here and taught dentistry here for 31 years. But kind of growing up, I never really attached to studying math and sciences, and I didn't think much of it at the time, but now I'm more reflective of the way that societal biases, environmental biases kind of discourage young black women like me in their primary education, or young black girls, from pursuing these studies. So throughout high school, throughout college, I studied journalism. As soon as I turned 18, I was out of here. I'm from here, so I was out of here. I was like, I gotta go. So I went to Howard University in Washington, D.C. and studied journalism, and worked in D.C. for a few years for Politico, a media house there. When I outgrew that experience, I was like, I'm changing it out, I'm doing something else. Went into the Peace Corps in Mozambique and taught computer classes to middle school students, and that's in southeastern Africa. From there, I continued to study journalism. I went to NYU, graduated with a master's in journalism, and started to work for a Pan-African movement in Tanzania. And we were supporting grassroots activists, connecting them with funding, network, and the resources they need to do their work around human rights issues. And throughout all this time, I was writing, I was building narratives, and what I saw was that data was always at the root of a good story. And if you don't know your data, you can't tell your story. And if you can't tell your story, you can't be represented. Your challenges won't be reflected in policy, your needs won't be written into city budgets, and your contributions won't be remembered by history. So I was thinking about this. I traveled back home, and I was talking to my mother, who's here with me tonight. And I told her, I'm really interested in data. I don't really know what that means. And she connected me with Dr. Salida Holloway, who told me about the SACS department at Meharry, and it was like a light bulb went off. Because I knew at Meharry, not only would I get the coding, like the technical skills around coding, math, but I would also have that critical lens of how does data affect marginalized and underrepresented communities. So I applied to the program. I was a little nervous because, again, the math and science background, I wasn't sure how that would be, what my experience of that would be. But it turned out that through the professionalism and expertise of the faculty that are here, it started to make sense, especially when I could connect a data set to an algorithm, and that algorithm to the things that appear in my Amazon cart, or to the ads that appear in my social media feed. And as I thought about it more critically, I started to understand the rates of incarceration among Black communities, and how in a time of precision medicine, Black women still face maternal mortality rates 3 times that of white women giving childbirth. And I was like, I know that when students like me who have had the benefit of this kind of education, when we're in those rooms, collecting the data, building the algorithms, and making those decisions, those statistics will start to change. And so I'm grateful for this experience, and I'm also grateful for the professors that I've had that have spoken my name in rooms of opportunity. I've been able to attend machine learning conferences, tech conferences. I received funding this summer from the National Institutes of Health, all because of their networks and their words of praise. And I'm here, and I'm graduating in December. And I know we've all heard the saying that it takes a village. Well, for me, Meharry is my village. And that's made possible by the support of you all here in the room today. So thank you.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm a second-year medical student here at Meharry Medical College, and I'm here to kind of share my story of how I got here and what I had to go through. So, my mother had me when she was 16 years old. She was a single mother. She didn't finish high school. She was poor. We lived in a small community not too far from here called Andrew Jackson. And I know y'all see Nashville now. It looks really good and nice, but that's not how it was 23 years ago. So we lived in Andrew Jackson, and this community was bad, y'all. It was riddled with gang activity, drug violence, gang violence, you name it. Imagine a 5-year-old boy growing up in there, your son, your daughter. But ultimately, I climbed out of that jungle of low morale, and I made it through high school, God willing. So in high school, I met mentors who really encouraged me, and they pushed me to go to college. So I applied and got accepted to a private Christian college called Lipscomb. They didn't tell me the bills would come right after. So the second year, the bills hit, and I mean, they hit hard. I was presented with 2 opportunities, ultimately, either join the military or get out of college. And I wasn't gonna drop out. So I joined the military, and initially I joined because I needed the money. But after my initial training, I realized that the military taught me something. It taught me to be confident, to speak up during injustices. It taught me to respect people, and most importantly, it taught me to respect myself. Now, after that initial training, I went on to become a combat medic from the military and did some medical training. Now, during the medical training, I met a physician. She was an emergency medicine physician, and I remember it like yesterday. She was brave, she was bold, and most importantly, she was black. Representation does matter because it made me feel like I connect with her, and she's been a lifelong mentor. So after my training, I went back and pursued a molecular biology degree at Lipscomb. I graduated, which is important. I'm the first person in my family to ever graduate college. Yes. Thank you. So I graduated, and my mentor, she pushed me to go on. She said, go to medical school. You have to. So I did. I applied to a lot of medical schools. I got a few acceptance, and I ultimately went to Meharry. So now you ask me, what does it mean to be a Meharian now that I'm here? I'll tell you this. Here at Meharry, we're proactive, selfless servants. I'm gonna say that one more time because it's so true. We here are proactive, we're selfless, and we're servants. We're the bridge between healthcare and community. Communities that look like me and communities that look like most of you. It's so important. It's so important. So as I conclude my remarks, I'd like to leave you with a quote from the great Maya Angelou. She told me, she says, I am a human being. Nothing human can be foreign to me. Don't let these healthcare disparities be foreign to you. Don't let the sons and the daughters who need you, your assistance, your mentorship, don't let them be foreign to you. Because without mentors like all of you, I wouldn't be here today. Thank you.
Good evening, beautiful people. My name is Ebony Carroll, and I stand on behalf of the amazing inaugural Physician Assistant Program here at Meharry under the School of Graduate Studies. Now, I'd like to introduce myself as the Ebony Carroll of Medicine, and I say that in the sense that you'd remember my name. Now, we all know that Meharry has a rich history of producing some of the nation's best and brightest medical professionals. So when I say I am the Ebony Carroll of Medicine, I'd like for you to think of the Beyonce of music, or even the Serena Williams of tennis, or even the Deion Sanders of football. Now, the great thing about each one of these individuals is that they all made a name for themselves in their profession, and they all had a role. So my role is first-generation college student. I am single mother to an amazing 11-year-old son. I I am generational curse breaker, generational wealth builder. I am future board certified physician assistant. I am future change agent, future patient advocate, and future philanthropist. A superhero, if you will. Now, in 2020, my now 11-year-old son and I became co-authors to our first children's book. We did that under our self-publishing company called Little Ebony Einsteins. So we sought out to combat the lack of minority representation in children's literature, and we did that by creating Black and brown storybook characters to combat the pipeline to prison model. Now, shameless plug, but our book is called Handsome Boy, You Should Smile More, and it can be found online at Amazon, Walmart, Barnes & Noble, and Books A Million. Now, take a minute, okay. So what we did was we created these Black and brown storybook characters, and we worked against the pipeline to prison model. So in true storybook fashion, I'd like to take you all on a journey with me. And I do that through storytelling. So if you all agree to take this journey with me, you also have to agree to fly my imaginary private plane. Everybody agree? Now, how many of you will fly on a plane where you know there was guaranteed turbulence? Not many of us. Which is funny because so many of us get on these planes and we don't know who our pilot is. We merely get a glimpse of the back of their neck or the back of their head. But we do know that the flight attendant is a direct representation of the airline or a direct representation of the pilot. So on this particular plane, I am the flight attendant amongst my other many roles. And the pilot is and always will be God. So if you're ready for the journey, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Flight MMC 2023. I am your flight attendant, the Ebony Carroll of Medicine. I'd like for you to take a moment to look around and locate the safety features on this aircraft. Each individual seat is equipped with a seat belt and a life vest. Should we encounter any rapid changes in air pressure in the cabin, your oxygen mask, imaginary of course, will fall from the ceiling. I ask that you place your mask before you place any others. Now, we have 3 stops on this flight before we get to our final destination. We will stop in Memphis, Tennessee, Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and Atlanta, Georgia before we arrive to our final destination right here at Meharry Medical College. So our first stop is Memphis, Tennessee. Now, here I was raised by my mother, grandmother, and my aunt, along with my 3 siblings, and we did live in a lot of the underserved areas that I hope to provide high quality health care for. Now, my mother, grandmother, and my aunt are the reason that I am the woman that I am today. They allowed me to beat all odds and beat any statistics, and I was able to work, volunteer at St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, and I maintained top 10% of my high school graduating class, which takes us to our second stop in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Now here, I attended Middle Tennessee State University, and I basically experienced academic culture shock just because the curriculum it was more rigorous than it was in Memphis. But at that time, I met a mentor. His name is Dr. Derek Johnson. He is a pediatrician in Smyrna at the Center of Pediatric Excellence, and he poured so much into me. And he saw something in me that I didn't even see in myself. Now, at that same time, I had a pre-health admissions advisor who was basically telling me that I needed to reconsider the career. I needed to do career counseling because the medical professional world was far within my reach. Now, at that same time, I basically was trying to find my own way, trying to figure it out on my own. Now, in 2012, I became a statistic. My biggest fear. I became a single mother, but that was the most amazing and happiest moment of my life. Also the most difficult, which takes us to our third stop of Atlanta, Georgia, where I went there to create a better life for my son. Now here, the first 5 years were so difficult for us. Extremely difficult. We faced everything under the sun. Family turned their back, friends turned their back, the whole shebang. But when you know who your pilot is, you have no worries. We all know that faith without works is dead. So what happened here was boots to the ground. 5 a.m. workouts, studied for exams, retook classes. Well, at that time, I became employed with Emory Healthcare. I met a PA who allowed me to shadow her in the pediatric ICU. That was a life-changing moment for me, and in that moment, I knew I wanted to be a PA. So from there, I gained experience in otolaryngology, head and neck cancer, medical trauma, ophthalmology. I also did research in leukemia, what else? Human genetics, and my most recent was neurovascular research. Now, allow the turbulence to shake you. Allow the turbulence to rock you, but always know who your pilot is. Always know who your pilot is. And this is why I am where I am today. It took me forever to get to PA school, but like my other Meharrians, Meharry took a chance on me. Now, I know that because of the favor that God has on my life, no statistic shall prevail. 23.5% of African American boys have low literacy scores, and prisons are being built based off those scores. 24.5% of African American single mothers live in poverty, but this profession affords me to be in top earners so that won't happen to me. Now, most African American boys don't see black male role models in the health professional world until they're 16. My son has been fortunate enough to not only experience 7 underrepresented minorities in my class alone, but he also has a black male pediatrician, and he also has a black male dentist. So, sky is the limit. Now, as we reach our final destination, I'd like to prepare you with some snippets from what our PA class has to offer. We are the very first class, and in less than 10 months, we have done so much. We have curated a STEM program day for our local elementary school, of course with some amazing sponsors, and we're under the leadership of Michelle Drumgold. We not only curated that STEM day for local elementary, but we created workshops that day. So they were able to do sheep heart dissections, owl pellet dissections. We had affirmation workshops, and also socio-emotional learning models for them. Also, we have set on Student National Medical Association panels to pour into pre-PAs and pre-med students as well. So we're paying it forward. Most recently, we were able to go to New York, be on the Today Show, to represent the 3.6% of Black and brown people in the profession. So again, allow the turbulence to rock and shake you, but do not forget who your pilot is. Now, as we reach our final destination, I'd like to welcome you all to Meharry Medical College, where we worship God through service to mankind. I am your flight attendant, the Ebony Carroll of Medicine. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Dr. James Hildreth. I'm the proud president and CEO of Meharry Medical College. I'm also, well, thank you. The other title that I have, which I take very seriously, is Meharry's Chief Cheerleader. And these 4 amazing students can give you some idea why I'm so proud to be Meharry's Chief Cheerleader. Can we give them another round of applause? We're going to flip the order of my comments. I'm going to first recognize our award recipient tonight. It gives me great pleasure to recognize this year's Circle of Friends Award recipient, Warner Pete Armstrong Stringer III. Pete, yes. Pete, as he's known to clients and friends, is the Senior Vice President and Relationship Manager for Public Institutions and Nonprofits at First Horizon Bank. Over the last decade, he has worked closely with Meharry's Division of Finance to meet the college's financial goals and the objectives of the evolution and transformational
Transformation Strategic Plan to celebrate Meharry's 150th anniversary in 2026. Pete also advocated on Meharry's behalf for significant contributions from the First Horizon Foundation. He's an admired, devoted, and true friend of our beloved Meharry. Pete is active and respected in Nashville's nonprofit community and has a special interest in children, programs, and new ideas that help develop young minds. He's also an advocate for Middle Tennessee's senior citizens, supporting innovative programs that help seniors live more empowered and longer lives. He has served as a board member and board chair of Nashville's Children's Theater and 50 Forward, also sitting on the 50 Forward Endowment Board. He is also an advocate for land conservation and the environment, serving on the 10 Green Land Conservancy Finance and Investment Committee. His strong connection to the Episcopal Church in the Diocese of Tennessee, where he serves as treasurer, has contributed to the securing the financial stability of St. Anselm's Episcopal Church, the Episcopal Chapel for Meharry, TSU, and Fisk. Sorry. As the senior warden of Christ Church Cathedral, Pete helped create the long-term relationships between St. Anselm's and Gordon Memorial United Methodist Church, part of the fabric of greater Meharry community. Finally, as a member of the Board of Regents of the University of the South, he promoted and fostered the development of shared academic programs between Meharry, particularly those related to data analytics. Pete and his lovely wife, Bella, have 2 daughters and 2 granddaughters, all of whom reside here in Nashville. Tonight, the entire Meharry family is so grateful to you, Pete, and for your unwavering support and advancement of the college's mission. And we are, and I am personally honored, so honored to present you with the 2023 Circle of Friends Award. Pete.
I will be brief. Dr. Hildreth, Lamel, Dr. Allen, the board, and distinguished guests. Receiving this recognition from Meharry Medical College, the country's preeminent HBCU medical school, is a singular honor. My relationship with Meharry began 20 years ago in a meeting with Lamel Bandy Neal. While of course I knew Meharry was a special place, at the conclusion of our conversation, knowing that there was something unique about the college was confirmed. It was more than an educational institution. It was a community in the true sense of that word. It was and is a community of excellence in all that it undertakes. Over the last decade, it has been my pleasure to work with Dr. Hildreth, Lamel and her team, as well as the board, to secure some of the financial resources needed to support Meharry's mission to provide superior health care to underserved communities in our state, in our region, and country. This is the most noble mission possible. While I'm the individual receiving this recognition, there is a team of professionals working alongside me, and I want to recognize them at this time. Carol Yoakum, our Middle Tennessee Market President, Renee Drake, our Commercial Banking Executive, Tracy Oakley, representing the First Horizon Foundation, Derek Williams and Greg Allen, Credit Executives, as well as other associates, Melinda Hagans, Lucas Doppler, Natalia Beard, and Glenn Bradley. I would like to ask Renee, Greg, Derek, Lucas, and Glenn to please stand and be recognized. In closing, I would be remiss if I did not mention a final and personal benefit of my relationship with Meharry. The relationship has afforded me the opportunity to establish and foster 2 personal relationships, these with Lamel and Dr. Hildreth. And it is my hope that these friendships will continue to flourish in the coming years. Thank you again for this recognition.
So I'd like to take a moment, I guess the President's prerogative to do so, to acknowledge you've already met our board chair, Dr. Nelson Adams. We have other members of our board of trustees with us this evening. I want to ask our board members who are present to please stand and be recognized because they're such an important part of what we do here. I also want to recognize Meharry's First Lady, my wife, Phyllis Hildreth, who's here with us this evening. We have been together for 46 years, and in the early days, you walk around in your boxers, she would say, "Oh, baby, aren't you looking so sexy?" Now, if I do that, she'll say, "Oh, baby, aren't you cold? Put your robe on." Anyway, y'all understand. I know you do. But anyway, I'm excited and ecstatic to have you all here with us this evening. The friends that you are to us is really important to the whole Meharry community. Faithfulness walks hand in hand with goodness, and both of those attributes describes our family of supporters. I'm so very delighted and honored to see you all here tonight. I have a lot I could tell you about that we've accomplished this past year and what we're poised to achieve going forward. These accomplishments reflect the amazing leadership team of the college, as well as its committed faculty and staff. Thankfully, the achievements are numerous and extend across the breadth of the college. I wish I could elaborate on all of them, but there are a few that I would just like to lift for you and share with you. The most recent accomplishment, and maybe the most outstanding among them this year, and maybe the most significant thing I'll be a part of in my 40-plus year career, is a new initiative that we announced last week that includes Meharry Medical College as the anchor academic institution and 4 major global pharma companies. The initiative is called Together for Change. It's the inaugural project for a new institute we established called Diaspora Human Genomics Institute, or DHGI. It includes multinational, multi-billion-dollar pharma powerhouses, Regeneron, Novo Nordisk, AstraZeneca, and Roche, in a project that has 2 major goals: to collect the genomic information from 500,000 people of African descent worldwide, and to have an impact that changes the diversity and the profile of those who do this important work. Only those granting permission will have their genomic information included, and their identities will be scrubbed away from all the data. Of the thousands of human genomes that have been sequenced since 2003, only about 1% to 2% come from individuals of African ancestry. So, almost all of these genomes that have been sequenced are from white individuals of European ancestry. The data set that we're going to create under the Together for Change initiative will ensure that drugs, interventions, and artificial intelligence-generated algorithms will benefit people of color just like they do individuals of European ancestry. A project like Together for Change has been a long-time dream of mine, and I'm so thrilled that we are able to pull this off. A major component of Together for Change will be a drive toward expanding interest in STEM education within the Black community. This is essential to ensure that the future of healthcare, of science and technology in the Black community with the inclusion of more people of color, is what up to now has been mostly a white workforce. In other words, we want to make sure that as these technologies are developed, the people doing the work will include folks who look like us. And I want you to consider the significance of this T4C DHGI achievement. This is a partnership between an HBCU and a former consortium of some of the largest drug companies in the world. Nothing like this has ever happened before. And it's occurring at a time when artificial intelligence has and will continue to impact every major sector of the economy, including pharma, medicine, and higher education. AI will be applied to genomics, and the result of this will be incredible. And if the data that AI is subjected to are not diverse and include data from folks who look like me, this is not going to benefit those who look like me. And once again, there'll be another major technological leap, and we'll be on the outside looking in. We are determined at Meharry to make sure that doesn't happen. And as I said, I think this may be one of the things that in my career might be the most significant. That is why the Together for Change initiative will not only generate a genome data set from people of African ancestry, but will also focus on training Black human geneticists, counselors, genomicists, AI investigators, and physician scientists who are focused on genetics and genomics. We at Meharry are determined to do all that we can to make sure that health equity can be achieved in this new era of big data, AI, and genomics. I want to acknowledge Dr. Anil Shankar, our SVP for Research and Innovation, and our General Counsel, Ivanetta Davis-Samuels, the two of whom worked on this project for more than 3 years because of all the complexities and dealing with these major drug companies. So Dr. Shankar and Ivanetta, if you're in the room, would you please stand and be recognized? Earlier this year, Meharry opened our Institute of Global Health Equity with a team led by Daniel Dawes. Daniel is an authority on issues of health policy based on his vast knowledge and study in the area of political determinants of health. And political determinants of health in many ways shape the social determinants of health, which many of you probably are aware of. And these social determinants of health, both at a micro and macro perspective, are what account for the gross health disparities that we see in populations in our country. The establishment of this institute was the first major step toward opening our 5th school at Meharry, the Meharry Medical College School of Global Public Health. Daniel has done a masterful job of identifying resources, creating an innovative strategic vision, and recruiting strong national leaders from around the nation to advise and be a part of this amazing institute that we've created. So Daniel, if you are in the room, would you stand and be acknowledged, recognized? There he is. Also, I don't know if any of you caught the great Associated Press story this week about Meharry Medical College students, School of Medicine students, who worked with Tennessee Donor Services this year in an effort to expose these students to all aspects of organ donation and transplantation. Some of you may not be aware of this, but there is a huge disparity in transplantation among populations in the United States. For example, African Americans have the greatest need for kidney transplants, yet they receive these transplants at a much lower rate than white patients do. Solving this problem will require educating members of our community about becoming donors, but also will require us to diversify all the specialists related to transplantation, transplant surgeons, nephrologists, counselors, etc. So we partner with Tennessee Donor Services to create opportunities for Meharry medical students to shadow transplant teams, including surgeons, to expose them to this type of medicine. These students spent 8 weeks with TDS. They sat in on discussions with families. They scrubbed in with transplant surgeons who harvested the organs. They scrubbed in on the transplants themselves when the organs were put into the donors. And they had a really amazing experience. We believe that some of the participating students will choose to pursue a transplantation-related career. And coincidentally, our speaker at this year's convocation was the legendary Dr. Clive Callender, Meharry class of 1963. Yes, you heard that right. Class of 1963. You do the math. He is an icon of medicine, and he also has been working his whole career to educate minority communities about the importance of organ donation and transplantation. He created an organization called MOTEP, and that's his mission. And we at Meharry Medical College will be assuming and continuing this important work here in Tennessee, and we're very excited about it. So now I would like to congratulate our newest school, the School of Applied Computational Sciences, on the addition of 2 new PhD programs, PhD in Data Science and a PhD in Biomedical Data Science. This might not seem like a big deal to you, but it's a big deal to me because less than 1% of the folks who did this work look like me. And just like we're doing for PAs that are not very diverse, our programs at Meharry will make sure that these important disciplines are diverse and that people sitting in the room will represent the whole population. Because what I can tell you is that when that doesn't happen, the results of that work is biased and does not benefit all of us. So kudos to Dr. Mslanga, the dean, and his whole faculty for doing this important work. I want to go back to what I said before. Artificial intelligence may be the most significant technological advance in human history. Don't take my word for it. Business leaders have said it, futurists have said it, and the people that do this work know it. Nothing like this has ever happened in human history. The potential is so significant, it's hard to imagine. But the danger is also significant. And if the people who do AI do not have in mind protecting and supporting the whole population, once again, as I said earlier, we'll be on the outside looking in. And our foundational mission at Meharry Medical College is to make sure that doesn't happen. Because people wonder, what in the world are you doing starting a School of Applied Computational Sciences? Let me close by quoting Paul Tillich. Some of y'all may know who Paul Tillich is. He's a famous theologian. He wrote about something called ultimate concern, that everybody who walks this earth is religious. You may think you're an atheist, but all of us have something that to us is our ultimate concern. It might be sex, it might be money, it might be power, it might be drugs, it might be whatever it is, all of us have an ultimate concern. And that makes us all religious. Well, Meharry has an ultimate concern. Because in 1876, when the Meharry brothers gave the $30,000 to the church to start this institution, they had in mind a place where folks who look like me can both become healers and get healed. So we have, from the very beginning, our goal has been health equity. So in the era of big data, genomics, and AI, we have to take a different approach to our ultimate concern. That is why we have a School of Applied Computational Sciences. That's why we're starting a School of Global Public Health, because we're going to be faithful to our ultimate concern. So, surrounded by the leaders I have around me, we're going to get this done. We're going to be the ones, along with others, who make sure the story has a different end than some of the previous stories. Is that all right? Is that all right? But that would not be possible with those of you sitting in the room. I want you to know that you are with us in this work, and we very much appreciate it. We want you to know that we're being good stewards of your resources you provide to us, as evidenced by the students you met. But I just want to leave you with a big thank you for what you've done for us, and to let you know that in this new era that we live in, we're going to be faithful to our ultimate concern, which is protecting health equity and making sure all of us can benefit in this amazing time we live in. So thank you all again for being here, and thank you so much for your support. And I'm going to turn it over to Juan Magruder, our VP for Advancement. Thank you all.
Good evening. I am weak at the knees. I so much enjoy hearing our president articulate our proposition value. He does it quite well, and I am so very proud to be here. Good evening, everybody. I am Dr. Juan Magruder, and I actually lead the institutional advancement team here, as the president said. And for those of you who may not know, I'm fairly new to this institution. I've been here for 3 months after spending 25 years in Atlanta and serving many institutions and organizations there. I was convinced to come here by the man that just came before me. He is indeed Meharry's best cheerleader, and I heard the cheer. I'd like to first start by saying that I work with a very, very amazing group of individuals here at the college, faculty, staff, students. It's very amazing, but I also work with an amazing and dedicated institution advancement team. And so I'll take a point of personal privilege and thank each one of them. Can I ask those of you that are on my institution advancement team, would you please stand? And let's give them a round of applause. Because many of them worked very hard behind the scenes so that you could have a wonderful evening tonight. And I hope you've heard the word thank you. I hope you've heard the word gratitude, appreciation too many times tonight. It is intentional. It is intentional because we believe that we cannot thank you enough for who you are and what you are to this great institution. Meharry is a place full of extraordinary history, of course, and we all know that. Innovation and hope for the future is all around this place. It's a place full of kindness and the kind of dreams that really change the world, and you can see it in our students. And I'm just really blessed to be here. In my short time here, I've met some brilliant faculty, many of which are here tonight, who spend their time and their daily work looking to the future of healthcare and the role that they create for the future. And of course, I've met amazing students, some of which you've met tonight. And they are indeed amazing, and they have inspiring stories that ordered their steps here. And I love to hear them articulated, and it was very special to hear that tonight. But I've also met a number of amazing board members and alumni who have really had stellar careers. And so as I travel around the country, or they come here and I go to see them, I'm amazed at the service that they provide to their respective communities all across the nation. And I've met many of you, some of you, tonight in this ballroom. And it's obvious that you guys are steadfast friends of Meharry Medical College. And you support the mission of this institution, and it really means a lot to so many of which you've heard tonight. And you know, when you're a part of an organization like this, you occasionally take stock in how you got here, the opportunities that open the doors for you here. This is an extraordinary moment, as the president said, that we're in this society today. We are all driven by ideas that motivate us, the connections that we make, the people that we meet. And at Meharry, I've found that I am indeed a part of something extremely special here, a part of a community of Meharians that are of service and have been now for 150 years. And through your commitment, those that are in the room tonight, your support, your investment in the lives of these young Meharrians, you're literally interconnected along with us. And investing in the lifeblood of those who work here, those who teach here, those who serve here, and the countless lives they touch in the communities, again, that they serve every single day. So to our supporters tonight, I am pleased to report that we continue to look with a fresh eye at the needs of the college and institution advancement. Our students, our faculty, those that serve this institution, we are looking fresh on the needs that they have. And I want to say that, as the president has said, we are stewarding your investment properly. So to that end, we will continually need resources, infusion of resources, resources that continue to make the case is important for us. And so the case is not just for student support, for the ones that you've met tonight, for example, but it's also for the state-of-the-art resources and facilities that we need to do the work. It's also for endowed scholarships and professorships to attract the best and brightest students and faculty. It's a case for financial stability, very much like other institutions that have endowments that we can only dream of. But dream we do. And tonight, when you look at the video, when you hear the students, when you hear from our leadership, I think we've made the case, don't you? Wouldn't you agree that we've made the case? So to that point, I want to make to you that Meharry Medical College, the service that goes forth from here, cannot survive without support of those in this room tonight. And I want to personally thank you for your friendship of this institution, and thanks for all you'll do for this institution in the future. Thank you very much.
The 103rd Psalm says, I will bless the Lord at all times, and all that is within me, bless his holy name. Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits. If you're able and you're willing, please stand with me for the benediction. Forgive me, I'm an 80s baby. And there's a song that says, friends, how many of us have them? Friends, ones we can depend on. Friends, before we go any further, let's be friends. Come on, give God a hand clap of praise. Let us pray. God, we thank you. Knowing that, God, before we can do anything else, we take inventory of our lives. Knowing, God, that there have been so many things that have been a part of our lives that have contributed to our story. Tonight we've heard many stories. So, God, when we think, we thank. So now, God, we think back on all the things that you have done, and we thank you. God, we ask that as we leave this place, but not from your presence, we are able to leave here knowing that we are encamped around by your angels. God, we ask that you seal the four corners of each and every home that we are about to enter. God, grant us safety. Grant us grace, grant us your mercy. Now, God, unto him that is able to keep us from falling and present us faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy, to the only wise God, our Savior, be glory and majesty, dominion and power, now and forever. If you agree with this prayer, let us say together, amen. Go in peace.